Hello, hello, hello. So today I come to you on this beautiful fall-like June day to just talk to you about something that's kind of been on my heart lately. Um, about 2, 3 weeks ago, I was listening to a video by a young lady, and she made a comment about just being healthy. And one of the comments that she made in her video was the importance of serving people from your saucer and not from your cup. And so as I'm listening to that, that just really hit me. And it's been with me ever since. And I was talking to someone and giving advice. And now it seems to come up a lot when I'm talking to people. And I'm like, you know what? You better make sure you're serving from your saucer and not from your cup. And people look at me kind of funny and they're like, what are you talking about? Serve from my saucer, not from my cup? But those of you who know me know that I just have this love for coffee. I mean, I have Starbucks in my car right now. Starbucks coffee, Starbucks water. I just love coffee. I love the smell of it. I love sitting in a coffee shop when I have work to get done. I just love and enjoy a good cup of coffee. When I was pregnant with my children, I made sure I drank decaf. And then I got over that real quick, and I at least drank my real cup of coffee at least once a day, what I was able to drink without hurting my babies. So I love coffee. And when I was a little girl, my grandmother, we would always go to Arkansas. And when I would sit with my grandmother, she would always get up in the morning and drink coffee. And that was like my special time with my grandma. When she would get up and she was getting ready to make breakfast, and she would make her cup of coffee and she would sit down and drink it. And as she made her coffee, she would get her saucer and she would get her coffee cup, her teacup, and her long teaspoon, put in her sugar and her cream and stir it up. And some of y'all probably have images of the movie Get Out right now. I do too. It's changed my perspective of saucers and teacups for life. But when I think about just my beginning stages of love for coffee, I think about my grandmother. And I see her making her cup of coffee, and she always drank her coffee with her cup and her saucer and her teaspoon. And so when I was a little girl and we would sit down, we would have that time together, I would always say, Grandma, can I have some of your coffee? Can I taste it for you? And she would say, it's going to make you short. And I'm like, that's okay. Everybody in my family is short anyway, except for her. She was tall. And she would say, okay, just a little bit. But I'm going to pour it into the saucer, and you can drink it from there, so that you don't burn your mouth, and so that we can enjoy it together. And my grandmother would take some of her coffee from her cup and pour it into the saucer. Not too much, but just enough, so that I could feel special enough to enjoy that with her. And she would say, okay, don't burn your mouth, blow it. And we would sit there, and I would hold my saucer like she held her cup, and we would drink our coffee together. And it was the most precious moments that I have of my time with my grandmother that we enjoyed together. And I bring that story up and I share that because my grandmother served me from her saucer and not from her cup. She served me from her saucer so that, one, I can enjoy the experience with her, not after her, before her. So that she would give me just enough where she still had plenty, but I was able to get what I needed or wanted in that case. And also so that I didn't burn my mouth. So she was able to temper what she gave me so that it would not harm me. By being in the saucer, it's a lot more air, a lot more space. So, it cools off a lot, and it's not a lot that's in there. It's just enough for what I needed. And when I take that to the statement that the young lady made in her video, serve people from your saucer and not from your cup, I think about my grandmother, because my grandmother served me from her saucer and not from her cup. And we have to learn that we are here to do life with people. We are here to help one another and to serve one another and to give love to one another. But we are not here to die in service for one another. We are not here to pour so much of ourselves out that we never fill ourselves up. And for those of us who have a propensity to overextend ourselves, we end up burning out. We end up crashing. We end up dying and getting sick in the process of serving. In true servanthood, you do give everything you have, but you can't give what you don't have. You know what I mean? Like, a true servant has to make sure that they keep themselves healthy so that they can serve. You cannot serve anyone if you're not alive or if you're not healthy, because now you're giving out poison and it's not fruitful in the same capacity that it could be. So when we are serving people from our saucer, we are making sure that we ourselves stay connected to our source, that we ourselves are grounded, that we ourselves are full and stay full, that we are staying healthy and caring for ourselves and not losing sight of who we personally are. For myself, keeping my saucer, my cup full, is equivalent to making sure that I get adequate time with God. Like, I have to have my time with God in my devotion time, and just in reading my word, having just prayer, so I know what God's vision is and I'm following that as much as I can, as much as He calls me to day to day. And serving from my saucer is also, for me, or keeping my cup full, for me, is also equivalent to making sure that I exercise. I personally need to make sure I'm getting my exercise in so that I can just relax and stay refreshed. So that really helps me. Making time to just enjoy life. I'm in school, I'm a principal, I'm a mother. I'm doing all of these things where I'm constantly serving and giving. I have to make sure that I just have time for me. That might be going out to dinner by myself. That might be treating myself to a movie, going out with my friends. Just finding time to enjoy life and to do the things in which I love and I enjoy personally. And not feel bad about it. Like, do not feel bad taking time for you. That is so important. And a lot of times those people who love to give and who are always busy giving feel bad when they have to just take a rest and take a break and do for them. Don't feel bad. Like, you need to do for you just as much as you need to do for other people. That is a part of keeping your cup full. And so when you are thinking of ways to keep your cup full, you have to really ask yourself those three questions. How do I spend time with myself? What hobbies do I enjoy? How do I connect to my source with God? Like, how do I allow God to really refuel me and restore me and guide me? What do I do for my physical health to make sure that my body is staying healthy and strong? And as you're answering those questions in yourself, be honest. And if you realize that you're not really spending time with God, you don't have that rapport with God, you're not exercising and taking care of your physical body, you're not taking time out for yourself, then 9 out of 10, you're finding yourself in a place where you are pouring out steam. And when you start to pour out fumes, that's poisonous, that's dangerous, you're empty, and you're not giving of your best. As a matter of fact, you're probably hurting people more than you're helping at times. They're getting the short end of your stick. If I speak for me personally, when I start pouring from my cup and I start running on fumes, that's when my language is not very appropriate very often. That's when my temper is very short. That's when my judgment is not at its best. I'm not able to make the best decisions or make strong decisions. I'm not giving my best. I might still complete tasks, but it might take me 3 times as long to complete them. So when you start to serve from an empty cup, you find yourself hurting more than you're helping, because hurt people hurt people. Always remember that. And if your cup is empty, you're hurting. If your cup is empty, you're burned out. You're overwhelmed. You're exhausted. You're full of anxiety. You're depressed. You're feeling anxious and lonely and who knows what else. Angry. Used. A lot of times we feel used when we're overwhelmed and exhausted. So make sure that you are not hurting people in your desire to serve people. Okay? Because hurt people will hurt people. And empty cup people are hurt people. Okay? You are angry, hurt people. It's just like when you get really hungry, you become hangry. That's what happens when your cup is empty. Okay? We become hangry because we have nothing fulfilling us and satiating the needs that we have. So it is so essential to make sure that you are keeping your cup full so that when you serve people, you serve them from your overflow. You serve them from your extra. And that way, you always have plenty to give. You don't mind having an open hand because it's your extra. You don't mind giving and sharing and pouring out because it's your overflow. You're not hurting yourself. You're blessing others from your overflow. So when you serve from your saucer, you are giving people the best that you have because you're full. You're fresh. You're rejuvenated. And you are able to think with a level of clarity that you might not be able to think with when you're exhausted and empty. So always serve from your saucer. Something about that saucer, it allows you to do life with someone else instead of them doing life and then you doing life. Them doing life and then you, because you got to take turns, right? If my grandmother had served me from her cup, we would have had to take turns. We couldn't drink out of that coffee cup at the same time, right? We had to take turns. And so now we're not doing life together, so to speak. We're taking turns on life. It's like a oxygen mask. We're sharing. But when she served me from her saucer, we were able to share in the experience. We were able to sit down and join together in drinking that cup of coffee and to talk over our shared coffee, right? Mine from her saucer, hers from her cup. And neither of us were exhausted from that. It was a shared experience. It was a blessed experience that I can look back on with delight. And when we serve people from our saucer, it allows us to do life with someone else and to bless them with our overflow, with our blessings that we have been blessed with. And it's a place of joy. It's a place of peace that goes along with that. So as you serve from your saucer, you not only are able to do life with someone else, but then you are also able to give them just enough where it's not a crutch and it's not a death blow to yourself. It's not a crutch for them where they become too dependent on it because it's just enough. And it's not a death blow to you because your cup is still full. You're serving from your overflow, not from your cup, your main source. And you are also able to not only do life with them, but you're able to serve them from your overflow, do life where you're giving them just enough to still be self-reliant and not dependent on you. So if you take nothing else from this, I think about the movie Get Out, because once again, as I stated earlier, that movie has forever changed my perception and many other people's perception when they see a coffee cup and a saucer and a spoon. We think of the sunken place that people end up in. So let me tie that in, right? Because how can I not? When you serve people, you ready? When you serve people from your cup, you are putting both yourself and that person in a sunken place. Because you are on empty, they are on empty, and neither person is able to see with clarity what is really needed. Neither person is really receiving what is needed. You are both in a sunken, hurt place. You like I tied that in, right? So don't serve people from your saucer. Because when you don't serve people from your cup, because when you do, you will sink yourself, you will sink them, and you will exhaust yourself completely and totally, as opposed to being able to be a blessing. You become a hurt. So with this, I leave you. Serve people from the overflow of your life. Take time to take care of you and be happy about that. Take time with that and feel good about taking care of yourself. There is nothing wrong. There is nothing that should be guilty about that. Take time to take care of you, so that when you serve from your overflow. You serve from a place of healing. You serve from a place of love. You serve from a place of peace, and you just have the ability to give people exactly what they need. There is no exhaustion or poison that's connected when you are serving from your overflow, because you're able to think with a clear mind, a clear heart, and do things with the right manner without killing yourself or killing the other person. So remember, hurt people hurt people. Healthy people help to heal people. And a healthy person is one who is serving from the overflow of their cup. They are serving from their saucer. Have a good day. God bless.